if you're drinking too much and you're starting to feel that it's getting to you, you're probably a functioning alcoholic. Now, a functioning alcoholic to everyone else seems to be getting along with their life. They're working or they're going to college or looking after the family all right, but on the inside there's a lot more going on. And a functioning alcoholic is a person who is getting on with life but has a problem, a big problem behind that mask. Remember, if you're a functioning alcoholic, you're only one step away from being a non-functioning alcoholic, when you're in a total mess. So we'll go through the 5 signs, the most important signs, the ones I noticed really, and get talked about a lot, of a functioning alcoholic. And one of the first ones I noticed was, I was doing all right at work, doing all right in my personal life, but I couldn't relax without a drink. And I couldn't attend a function without a drink. I couldn't go anywhere without a drink first. Even going to the cinema, I used to have a drink before I went. I'd go to the theatre, have a drink. Go to a sporting event, have a drink. Even meeting family members, have a drink. Now I'm sober, I can just sit and watch a bit of TV, listen to the radio, listen to some music, read a book. I could never do that when I was drinking. So the outside everyone thought, oh, this guy's fine, he looks alright, he's tidy and clean, and he lives a reasonable life, got a few quid, got a good job. But behind all that, there's a nightmare going on. And if you can't relax without a drink, or you're thinking about it all the time, you see with me it was anxiety as well. God, I better have a drink, I'm going to meet my parents, I haven't seen them for weeks, and whatever, and there'll always be a drink involved. It's a really, really big sign that, where you can't do anything really without, I couldn't even go fishing without having a bottle of beer in my bag. So my whole life was controlled at that point, even though I was still what I would class as functioning. But you're not functioning 100%. You kid yourself, you are. The next sign is forgetting things, really. Forgetting to do things, forgetting appointments. Maybe waking up the next day and thinking, God, I wonder what that message was. I hope I didn't send that message to him, her. I hope I didn't make a fool of myself. I'm not talking about blackouts here, I'm just talking about general forgetting things. Your mind isn't as clear. Your mental clarity is pretty much dumbed down, a bit of a mist. And you start to forget little jobs maybe you should have done, or when I say appointments and that, and I think, God, what happened there? And it just plays in your mind, what's going on? And that creeps up on you as well, the forgetting things. That used to happen to me a lot, that, even in the early days. And I thought, God, I'm not as sharp as I was, and it creeps up very quickly, it did with me. And the next one I think is constantly talk to myself about, I'm not going to have a drink tonight. I'm just going to lay off, I'm going to take it easy. And you start convincing yourself you're going to take it easy. You're thinking about it all the time. Because you know you've got a problem, but you don't admit it. And denial is very powerful, And you've got to recognise that. Because it's deny, isn't it? And every day you're waking up, and it's on your mind. Maybe I should cut down. And you try and cut down. And then you feel a little bit better maybe, and then bang, weekend comes and you're back on it again, big binge, and you're back to square one again. So you're sort of talking to yourself, you know there's a problem, you don't really want to deal with it. I remember going to the doctors with my ex-wife, and I didn't want to stop. I knew I had a problem, I just didn't want to stop. But you still get on with your life, you see, at this point. The next one I would say, people who are close to you will start to notice you've got a problem, and they're the ones who badge you a bit. Maybe your partner or parents, very close friends. Others won't bother you. The people at the pub won't bother you. People at work won't bother you. They've got their own problems. So people that are close to you will start to notice. And they'll say, you're drinking a bit too much, and are you having a couple of beers in the morning, or, is everything all right? You're not looking well, or you lost a bit of weight, you put a bit of weight on. You don't seem as sharp as you were. Have you not been on holiday recently? How's finances and all that? The people who are close to you will notice. Sometimes before you notice that you've got a problem. The people who are with you all the time. And they'll be at you. They'll start to badge you a little bit. And that'll when they get on your nerves, then there's an issue. Because you're thinking, why are they bothering me? Why are they bothering me? I'm not that bad, He's only saying that I'm an alcoholic because he had a problem with his family or something like that. They're actually looking out for you, these close people, your relatives and your close friends. I'm not about your drinking buddies, your close friends. They're actually worried about you, your health and your welfare. Because unlike drinkers, people are much more aware than ourselves of how harmful this can be. And I would say the fifth symptom, major, there's a lot of symptoms, but these are major ones. You avoid talking about it after the parents have mentioned it, and or the other relatives have mentioned it, and you just don't want to talk about it. You'll just dismiss it. And you say, oh, I haven't got time for that. I haven't got time for that. And it'll make people more annoyed, and you get more annoyed. And then you start to avoid confrontations, to avoid talking to people about it all. You'll do what I call sneaky drinking. So you'll go out for maybe a meal with close friends, relatives and the like, and then you'll have had a couple before you went out. You'll have maybe kept a bottle of beer in the garage, or had some in the car, have some in the bedroom somewhere. So you start to sneaky drink then, and that's when you're really, really close to, I would say, active addiction then, where you're hiding the drink then, and then you're carrying out your work still from the outside, looking in, everything's fine, but inside you've got this massive emotional battle and physical battle then, because you're in denial. As I said, denial is very powerful, and you've got to get some help. So if you recognise these symptoms, then you really should be looking at yourself and think, well, I'm getting, because what I used to do is, I'm managing to get to work all right, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but really, you're just really pushing yourself. You're living in a state of withdrawal just to do the normal things. And again, I'll go back to the first one, not being able to relax. I could never relax without a drink. I mean, I know I've got an active mind, but God, it was, I must have a drink, just to take the dog for a walk. That's how bad it got. And then the anxiety creeps up and all these sort of things. But just to summarise, the people that are close to you will notice before you do. You're going to deny it because you don't want to stop drinking, or you can't at that stage. And you're very, very close to being in active addiction where you can't stop, and you've got to get medical help, or you've got to reach out to people like myself, or somebody else has been an alcoholic. I think we're the only people. An alcoholic is the only person who could help me. Now I think about it, and I've got people come to me, and that's my advice, because I've been where they are now. I've been to the bottom of the bottle and back again, and I've survived it by a miracle and a bit of hard work. So be mindful of all this. If you need help, then give me a shout. I do one-to-one mentoring now and help people along. I've got a little book out as well. There's a link to all this in the description. And live a happy, healthy life, because alcohol will bring you down very, very quickly. It's not a thing which you can overcome overnight. It's a day-by-day process, one day at a time. It's going to take time. If you've been drinking for 30, 40 years, 20 years, it's not an overnight fix, but you've got to start as soon as you can. The quicker you recognise these symptoms, the quicker you start cutting down the booze, the quicker you get sober, the easier it is to deal with these things, and you can get well again. If I can recover, then you can recover. That's the message here, really. However, have a great day. If you benefit from the videos, then subscribe and share them. Anything else you want to talk about or comment on, then please do, and I'll speak to you all soon.